Darren Johari. I'm from Indonesia. My major is entrepreneurship.
Hi, I'm Iwan. I'm an accounting major. I'm from China.
Hi, I'm Trino. I'm from China. I'm film production major.
I'm Aga. I'm from Indonesia and I'm undeclared right now.
Hey guys, my name is Andrew Schmidt. I'm from Switzerland. My major is psychology.
My name is Chico Samayo. My major is communications. I'm from Bangkok, Thailand.
My name is Diana Delgado. I am a modern languages major. I am a senior and I am undocumented.
Hello, my name is Nefertari Hernandez. I'm an English major. I'm from Compton and I am undocumented. I'm from Mexico. I came here when I was 3 years old.
When I came to the US, I was 5 years old. I came from Lima, Peru. My family all kind of gathered in the airport like right before we left. All my cousins were there. Everyone was like, oh my gosh, you're going to the United States. Like, it's the first world. Like, you can drink like out of the faucet. My mom was 8 months pregnant with my brother when we were coming to the US, and she put on this big jacket because she didn't want the airport people to know that she was so pregnant because they might not let her on the plane. And we were gonna get a layover flight in Dallas to Kansas, and we did. And then there was another layover flight to Los Angeles. But she took off her jacket because she was so hot, and they wouldn't let us on the plane. We basically made a pit stop, like he was born, and then we went to Los Angeles. And immediately when we came here, we got the flu. Like, all of us got the flu. My dad, I remember him clearly saying this, like, they have the flu in the first world too? We've been cheated. I thought that was really funny.
I've been here every summer. I guess I have like, America's like my second home compared to Switzerland.
Well, I've been here so many times, so really there's no feeling, but I guess I felt some emotion because I knew that this round, like this trip around, would be me just staying here. There's no flight back. So that was sort of different because I was excited to live a new life.
The first time I came here, I was really nervous. I was 15, so that was like 4 years ago. Maybe I won't have friends. Maybe I can't understand like what my friends or the people trying to be my friends gonna say to me.
I've just been here for 2 months. I remember hiding in a dorm and kept crying every night because every time I saw my family on Skype, I just like can't stop. There are still many things I need to get used to.
The hardest thing about leaving Thailand, firstly, would probably be leaving my family because family means a lot to me, and I'm sure it means a lot to other people too. Most of my very close friends live in Thailand. Hopefully I make close friends here too. I miss freedom because I feel like in Thailand I'm like, in terms of like going out and stuff, it's more free. The law is not that like restricted as compared to here. Yeah.
The hardest thing is probably leaving all my friends and my culture, all my backgrounds, the area I lived in, and most of all my family.
The hardest thing about assimilating to the US, it would have to be the language. And I mean, even to this day, I still have like moments where I'm like, how do you pronounce this word? Or like, what does this word mean?
Hardest thing was just being in an area that I haven't been around for, well, 18 years. Biggest change, just new home, new place, new weather, new friends.
Hardest thing was probably getting around because I don't really have a car or a license. Also making new friends, I guess that's, people struggle. It was okay, but that was probably a hard thing to do too.
I face a lot of daily challenges as an undocumented student. I mean, the obvious is kind of keeping it secret from people who might harm me. There's a psychological aspect to that too, because when you sneak around, you think you're doing something wrong. People get like clinical anxiety from that kind of living situation. Kids are developmentally stunted. Me personally, what really sucks is that I'm a modern languages major and I can't study abroad. Like, I speak Chinese, I speak French, and I speak Spanish and English, obviously, and I can't go to these countries to be immersed, and I can't go back to my country to visit my family. I can't vote in the country that I've been living in for 16 years. Something that really bothers me, like on a conceptual level, the 30% influx of people who signed up for driver's licenses this year, who all signed up to be organ donors, like 90% of them did, can't receive organs in return. That's kind of fucked up. Actually, that's not quite nice to say. That's kind of messed up.
Personally, I don't think I'm belonging here, but this is not like uncomfortable. I know where I'm from. I know what I am, so I have like better understanding of myself.
Well, I actually don't think I belong here because I understand that our background is different, and sometimes like what like a whole group of people what they were talking, sometimes I actually don't understand because it is from their culture, not from mine. So it takes time for me to understand, and it takes time for us to like how to respect and learn our differences.
As a 5, 6, 7-year-old child, you kind of want to belong, but then as you grow up, you come to realize that you don't necessarily have to belong. You can just be yourself. As a matter of fact, being yourself, it's like a magnet. Like you can attract more people, and just you don't really have to change anything about yourself in order to belong to like a certain idea or like a certain societal norm.
The impact of immigration in the American culture affect people's perspective, like political views, and as a society in general, people get more open-minded of how they're supposed to act around each other. It's pretty much helping us to become one.
People bring their culture to America, which makes it more culturally diverse here, and it also gives American culture like more aware, so they're culturally aware.
It's not even American. I wouldn't even say it's American anymore. Just like a bunch of nations combined.
Technically from history, like people do have a lot of problems here, but they become, no matter like bad way or good way, they become like more understand for each other.
It kind of like develops people's ideas of what like people from different countries are like. Me, Thailand. Like a lot of people are like surprised I can like speak English as well.
I think the way the U.S. handles immigration is good. I guess they have the ability to reinforce their law.
They have like a cap on like the amount of immigrants they allow each year. So I think that's a good way of limiting the amount, well, I guess the amount of people coming into the U.S. so that it doesn't get too crowded.
Honestly, I don't really know about the immigrations. Maybe I want to talk about like overseas students from China. Before, we have to go back to China to renew our visa like once a year. That's something really tough and hard, and we have to wait for a month, and we have to make an appointment during summer, and you know summer is like really busy time. But this year they changed, so I have like 5 years visa, so I don't have to go over the hard thing anymore. That's like better for us, better for students from China.
We still have a lot of work to do in regards to immigration, the whole thing about Donald Trump.
So the US has a really terrible history of dealing with its immigrants, and this is just like one little blip in the long string of abuses that have existed. We Latinos are the newest ethnic group to be attacked and scapegoated. Politicians don't want to measure up to their own failures, and they like to push that off on a demographic that honestly can't defend itself without outing itself. We hear a lot of myths about like immigrants don't pay taxes. That's completely false. I pay taxes, my mom pays taxes, I have the form, I can show you. Or like they're ruining the economy. Like, no, we're not, we're actually saving it, because Social Security would be just a complete mess right now with the baby boomer population if there weren't a lot of undocumented people putting 10 to 15% of their funds into it and can't ever receive it. There's a lot of political intent in making us look bad, and I think it's racist.
If I didn't migrate to the US, well, I'd probably be more boring because I've lived in Thailand for so long already. I wouldn't experience much and learn like responsibility, because in Thailand I have like a house, I have maids and stuff, whereas in the US I'm like alone.
If I hadn't moved to the US, I would have moved to Australia or the UK. I guess my life would be, in a sense, the same, as in I'd be making new friends, new environment, and the weather is sort of similar. Maybe it's a bit drier here, but...
So if I didn't go to LMU or move to the US, I would have either stayed in Switzerland or gone to the UK, but most probably gone to the UK. I guess it would have been the same, because I would have had to make new friends again, and that would have been a huge benefit if I went to the UK. But yeah.
I think like I am gradually become more opening and outgoing in here than I used to be in China. The education here allowed us to think more critically, or like to challenge the authority, encourage us to say what we are actually thinking.
I have to say, like, US actually, or education here influenced me like a lot. But I think if I'm stay at home, I wouldn't be that independent right now. I feel like maybe I'll still with my family and just be a little girl.
If I hadn't migrated from Mexico, I never like to think about this because, you know, there's definitely a reason why I'm here. There's always a reason why things happen to you, and if that wouldn't have happened to you, then maybe you wouldn't appreciate what you have now. So that's something I always think about.
It's really hard for me to imagine like what life would have been like if I'd stayed in Peru. The US has been such a fundamental part of my growing up and of who I am right now as a bicultural person that's how I identify. Culture is honestly kind of just like an advanced inside joke that people have with each other, and I like being in on that joke. I was raised here, I'm from here,